Hello students, today I am going to discuss chapter 9, Importance of Human Resources. So, let's begin. Organizations are made up of people and function through people. So, without people, organization cannot exist. So, basically everything is related to people. So, human resources are characterized by some of the following features. Let's discuss one by one. So, number one, that is, human resources of an organization are the product of their biological inheritance and interactions with the environment. So, basically, it deals with the family relationship, religious influences, caste or racial background, behavior, and performance of human beings. Next is human resources are heterogeneous, means they consist of a large number of individuals, each having a unique personality. Most of the problems of an organization are people related problems. These problems arise from the mistaken belief that people are alike and they can be treated identically. So, next is human resources are dynamic and behave differently. So, it is therefore very difficult to predict human behavior. Next, human resources are important element in an organization. How? Because the effective utilization of all the resources depends upon the quality of human resources. Next is human resources have the greatest potential to develop and grow provided the right climate is provided to them. An organization can survive and grow if it has the right people. It totally depends upon the people. How will the people manage in the growth of the company? Next is the term human resources is wider than the term personal. Now we'll discuss the meaning of human resource management. So what is it? It is the process of binding people and organizations together so that the objectives of each are achieved. Human resource management may be defined as a set of policies, programs, and practices designed to maximize both personal and organizational activities. So, in other words of Jussius, personal management may be defined as that of the field of management which has to do the planning and organizing and controlling the functions of procuring, developing, maintaining and utilizing a labor force. So now let's discuss some of the features of human resource management. How can it be identified? So let's discuss some of the points are given over here. They are like comprehensive function, people oriented, action oriented, individual oriented, development oriented, pervasive function, continuous function, future oriented, challenging function, science as well as art, staff function, young discipline, interdisciplinary, and last is nervous system. Now let's discuss one by one. So first is comprehensive function. So basically it covers all type of people at all levels in the organization. It applies to workers, supervisors, officers, managers and other types of personnel. Next is people oriented. Human resource management is concerned with the employees as individuals as well as groups. It is the task of dealing with human relationship within an organization. So it is the process of bringing people and organization together. Next is action oriented. Human resources management focuses on action rather than on recording and keeping procedures. Next, individual oriented. So what is it? It is like under human resource management, every employee is considered as an individual so as to provide services and programs to facilitate employees' satisfaction and growth. Next, development oriented. So it takes into account the personality, interest, opportunities and capacities of employees for this purpose. So basically human resource management is concerned with developing potential of employees so that they could get maximum satisfaction from their work. Next, we are going to talk about pervasive function. So what does it deal with? So it is not confined to industry alone. It is equally useful and necessary in government. So personal management is inherent in all organizations at all level. So personal management is not something which can be turned over to a personal department. It is the responsibility of each and every manager. So next is continuous function. So what is it? Management of human resources is an ongoing or never ending exercise rather than one shot function. So basically, in the words of Terry, it cannot be turned on or off like water from a faucet. So next is future oriented. Human resource management is concerned with helping an organization. It attempts to obtain willing cooperation of people for the attainment of desired objectives. Next is challenging function. Managing of human resources is a challenging job due to dynamic nature of people. So totally it dependent on the people. This human resources is basically deals with the people. So next is science as well as art. So human resource management is a science because it contains organized body of knowledge, principles and techniques. It is also art because it involves application of theoretical knowledge, and also handling the people is one of the most creative arts. Next is staff function. So the function of human resource management is advisory in nature. It advises the people basically. Like the director of a movie does, their performance can be judged from the success of the total organization. Next is young discipline. Human resource management is comparatively recent origin. So it is relatively new specified area as compared to manufacturing and marketing. Next is interdisciplinary. Human resource management involves application of knowledge which is drawn from several disciplines like sociology, anthropology, psychology, economics. So in modern times, human resource management has become a highly specialized job. Next is nervous system. So human resource management is similar to the nervous system of the human body. So nervous system is not an adjunct to the body, but it is inherent in the whole body and intimately associated with its every involvement. So human resource management cannot be separated from the basic management function. So these are all the features of human resource management. So now we'll talk about what are the roles of human resource management. So let's discuss one by one. So first is significance of an enterprise. Next is professional significance. Third, social significance. And fourth is national significance. So let's discuss with significance for an enterprise. So human resource management can help an enterprise in achieving goals by some of the following ways. So what are they like? They are like attracting and retaining the required talent through effective human resource planning, orientation, compensation and promotional policies. So next is developing the necessary skill, rights, attitudes, development, performance, appraisal. Next is securing willing cooperation of employees, grievance handling, etc. Next is utilizing effectively the available resources. Last is ensuring the enterprise will have in future a team of competent and dedicated employees. Next we will talk about the professional significance. So what are they? Providing maximum opportunities for the personal development of each employee. Next, maintaining healthy relationship between individuals and different work groups. Last is allocating work properly. Third, we will talk about social significance. So they are providing suitable employment that provides social and psychological satisfaction to people. Next is maintaining a balance between the job available and the job seekers in terms of numbers, qualifications, need and aptitudes. Third is eliminating waste of human resources through conservation of physical and mental health. So these are all the social significance. These are the roles of human resource management. So lastly, we'll talk about the national significance. So human resources and their management play a vital role in the development of the nation. So there are wide differences in development between the countries with their similar resources due to differences in the quality of their people. So effective management of human resources helps to speed up the process of economic growth, which in turn leads to higher standards of living and fuller employment. So basically these are all the role of human resource management in various fields. Now we'll talk about the function of human resource management. So some of the functions are given: procurement function, next is development function, third is compensation function, fourth is integration function, and fifth is maintenance function. So let's discuss one by one. So first is procurement function. So basically it is concerned with the securing and employing the right kind and proper number of people to accomplish the organizational objectives. So some activities are given in this stage like job analysis, human resource planning, recruitment, selection, placement, or induction or orientation. So what is job analysis? So it is basically deals with the studying in detail about the responsibilities to be done in the job. Next is human resource planning. It is the process in which the estimating the present and the future requirements of the organization. Third is recruitment. So recruitment means searching for the proper employee for this position. Next is selection. It basically deals with judging with the suitability of different candidates for the job for the appropriate position and appropriate people. Next is placement. Placement means selected candidates are then matched, employees are then matched with their qualification and the job requirements. Last is orientation or induction. It involves with the familiarizing the new employees with the company to work environment and also the existing employees so that new people feel at home and can start work confidently. So next is we will talk about development function. Next function is, so this human resource development is the process of improving the knowledge. So there are some of the activities given in this function also. They are performance and potential appraisal, next is training, next is executive development, last is career planning and development. So let's discuss one by one. What is potential and performance appraisal? It basically deals with the systematic evaluation of employees with respect to the performance of their job. Next is training. It is the process, means the employees are given knowledge and skills, attitudes towards the further goals of them in this organization. Next is executive development. It is the process of developing managerial talent. Next is career planning and development. It involves the planning the career of employees and implementing career plans so as to fulfill the career aspirations of people. Next is compensation function. It refers to basically providing equitable and fair remuneration. So some of the activities are given over here also. They are like job evaluation, wage and salary administration, last is bonus. So first is job evaluation. It is basically the process of determining the relative worth of a job. Next is wage and salary administration. So basically it implies developing and operating suitable wage and salary program. Last is bonus. It involves payment of bonus. It means extra amount is paid. Integration next is integration function. This is the process of reconciling the goals of organization. Integration involves motivating employees through various financial and non-financial incentive, through providing job satisfaction, handling employee grievances. So, lastly we'll talk about the maintenance function. It is concerned with protecting and promoting the physical and mental health of the employees. For this purpose, the several types of fringe benefits are given, like housing, medical aid, educational facilities, conveyance facilities. So, personal records and research are also important elements of the maintenance function. Next, we will talk about all the qualities of a good human resource manager. So, the job of the human resource manager is quite complex and challenging. So, some of the qualities are given below. First is educational qualification, second is personal attributes, third training and experience, fourth is professional attitudes. So let's discuss one by one. So what is educational qualification? An HR manager should possess some of the qualification, like they are from they must get a degree from a recognized university. Next, must be a postgraduate or diploma in sociology or social work or personal management, or a labor or an MBA with specialization in human resource management. Next, he must have a degree in law, will be an additional or the desirable qualification. So now we'll talk about some of the personal attributes. What kind of attributes he must have? First is intelligence, next is communicative ability, third is decisiveness, fourth is human skills, fifth is teaching skill, sixth executive skill, last is leadership skill. So let's discuss one by one. What is intelligence? Intelligence basically implies the ability to understand the depth of perception. Next is communicative ability. So the command over the languages, ability to express correctly, listening skill. The HR manager should have this communicative ability, all these qualities. Next is decisiveness. It means analytical ability, sound judgment, foresight. Next is human skills. It involves an objective mind, tact, ability to discriminate between right and wrong. Means he must have the ability to decide whether the person is right or wrong. Next is teaching skill. It implies the ability to teach and train employees. Next is executing skills. So basically this refer to ability to implement policies and programs speedily. Last is leadership skills. These include basically physical fitness, moral courage, ability to inspire confidence, ability and the passion for anonymity, etc. Next, I am going to talk about the training and experience of an HR manager. Training is an industrial psychology, labor legislation, and the industrial relation is very useful for a human resource manager. So, experience is very important for a HR manager. Next and last point is personal attitude. HRM is emerging as a profession. So a professional approach to the management of human resources is required in the global environment. So thus an HR manager requires technical knowledge, administrative and also the behavioral skills. I hope you have understood the chapter. Rest we will, if you have any further doubt you can ask me in WhatsApp. Thank you.